A couple weeks ago, we talked about what it means for us to be the salt of the earth, which Jesus teaches in Matthew chapter 5, verse 13. Today, we're going to be looking at what comes right after that. So if you need a refresher before watching the rest of this video, you can find a link to that one in the description below. And if I've figured out YouTube correctly, you may also see a link here on the screen. This is all part of my filling in the gaps that I left in the Sermon on the Mount over the last couple of weeks. We sometimes take light for granted nowadays. I have two very intense lights right in front of me at the moment. They cost about $30, and because they're LED, they'll probably last longer than I'll ever need them to. They also run off of a USB power supply, so they don't use that much power, but they give off a lot of light. My phone has an intense LED bulb on the back, so I always have a bit of a flashlight wherever I go. Many electronic devices today, they have these intense little lights on them. Sometimes they're blue and they blink or flash, and because I am the way that I am, I have a habit of obscuring those LEDs with a little bit of tape or black nail polish because they bother me. Even if I walk out of my house in the middle of the night, I'm still greeted by the street lights, headlights, city lights, runners and bicyclists with flashing safety lights, and hundreds, if not thousands, of other light sources. Today, light seems to be everywhere. It's a bit of a commodity, not a luxury. But for most of human history, that's not been the case. In fact, for most of human history, if it was dark, you had only a few options for dealing with the darkness. You could try and let your eyes adjust and find yourself stumbling about a bit to get done whatever you had to accomplish. You could sleep through the dark, or you could sparingly burn a little bit of costly oil in a lamp. In the time of Jesus, lamps were these small clay vessels. They kind of looked like a gravy boat, but the kind of lamp you might find in a typical house could easily fit in the palm of your hand. They held a few ounces of oil, but the flame would burn brightly to light up the common room of a small house. It's this kind of image that Jesus draws on when he says the following: "You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven." We all share a small space called the world. It's increasingly apparent that this world grows smaller every day. While we may be divided by national boundaries, language barriers, or even physical distance, we all, by our action or inaction, have an effect on the people around us. We can spread the gospel of the kingdom of heaven by being a source of light, or we can hide our light and risk squelching its flame. I love you, and I pray today that you find a way to shine the light of Jesus into the corners of your world so that people might know God by the light you've shared.